The biggest thing is that we are confident. We are optimistic. We take those chances as they come, and we don't wait for the perfect pass or the perfect shot or the perfect cross. But we try those half chances. We try those half shots. We're always looking at the goal. We're intentful in scoring rather than intentful in creating the perfect shot or the perfect pass.
You had a kind of tale of two halves the other night,
Yep.
obviously, and I know we addressed that in the press conference
Yeah.
back on Thursday. But when you think about second half and how do you bottle that particular energy that you guys were able to have
Hmm.
and kind of spread that over 9 minutes, what was the message in practice to kind of take what you learned from the second half and apply it towards this game tomorrow?
Message in practice was, first off, in the first half, we need to match that intensity for 90 minutes that we did in the second half. Um, Number two is that, which always happens, is that our subs need to come in and raise the level of play as we talked about. That's the most important thing. I mean, they're on the sidelines, they're watching the game, they're seeing all the little nuances, they're seeing what needs to be changed, what spaces are there. They also have the opportunity of hearing us on the sidelines to give them these details. When we're talking to the players on the field, it's hard for them to focus on the game and be receptive to the things we're saying. That's when you usually wait until half to do these adjustments and try to fix things, and you see a different half. So for us, it's again like the subs being able to raise the level, have way higher energy than the players that started. But then for the players that start, I think going back and reflecting on the game, watching the things that didn't go our way, or maybe went our way but weren't exactly what we wanted to do, and then being able to make sure that we like to do match scripting. So we'll go through moments in the game mentally, and they script through those. So being able to do that, I think, will be good. But last, I think just coming into that game, overall energy was down. I just think just the week and everything that was going on, it was a tough one for us. It just but I think getting a little bit of reprieve. It's a short week, but we gave them lighter loads in the session, so hopefully we'll have more energy going into the game.
Yeah, I know after the game, Susanna and Loza were saying, okay, we got to figure out how to recover
Yeah.
a little bit quicker for this particular turnaround, and then after this, you have another week. You're closing out against Spokane, and then you have another game next week at home to close out your home slate. What does that mean to you to be able to have a few games at home before you kind of hit the road for the final stretch?
I think it means everything to us. We love playing in front of our fans. We love playing at Audi. We love the fact that we don't have to hop on the bus and travel or a plane, and that whole nuance. It fatigues. It fatigues the body, fatigues the mind. So being at home, being able to come from home, just come to the stadium, have your friends and family there to support you, it means a lot. But to us, I think it's we're very prideful in the city. And when we get the opportunities to, one, showcase our skills and our talent in front of players and fans in the community here, it's big for us. But then we also want our city to be proud of us. We want the community to have something to root for in us. So when we have this opportunities to prove that in front of them, it's massive for us. So these next two games, we really want to put on a show and impress, but also just make sure that we're doing it for our city and our fans.
In the second half the other night, you came out, and as mentioned, there was a couple of moments where you kind of got your footing, and then all of a sudden it felt like you were able to attack and really
Mhm.
put Dallas and kind of take them by surprise and put them on their back heels.
Hmm.
How do you do that to start the game against Spokane, and what kind of effort do you think is going to be necessary for a team, obviously, who's fighting for the playoffs, but you get the opportunity to once again ruin all that?
Yeah, I think for us it'll be controlling the midfield, controlling the middle third. Dallas did a really good job of stifling our midfield in that first half and preventing us from being able to switch the point of attack, which is what we love to do, utilizing our wide players. But for us, it'll be finding more creative ways to control the midfield and be able to connect both sides. Because for us, the more we switch, the wider and the more spread the opposition gets. And then those chances that Losa and some of the players had in the second half start to become more apparent. So for us, it'll be how can we find a way to get that going from minute number one.
Great. As always, thanks for your time, Phil.
Thanks a lot, Donald. Always a pleasure.
Yep.
Coach, talked a little bit about those big difference makers in those games, goal scorers with Loza, with Susanna,
Yeah.
Gianna, who's been huge on the offensive end. But talked about players like maybe Emily Colton, who, although she's not scoring, is still bringing it on the field and just
Yeah.
being that asset for the team.
Yeah.
In big moments.
Pivotal. These unsung heroes, it's you don't get your name in lights and you don't see your name on the score sheet, but the work that we do, if you see our style of play, it's total football. So all 10 players defend, all 10 players attack. You see that goal that Sue scored came from Emily Colton receiving the ball from deep, driving, creating that space to find Gianna in that 1v1 situation. Gianna was able to open and get a good shot off, and Sue ran her butt off all the way from the defensive third. Just being optimistic, like we're saying, knowing that 90% of the time she's not going to get that ball, but just to be there, just that hope, that desire. And she was there and she scored. And we have these things called 1% that we like to do every game. We pick one clip of a 1% improvement, or a thing that is a 1% that gets us further. And, a couple weeks back, we picked Sue in the Brooklyn game because you can see her sprinting and not getting the ball and jogging back and then sprinting all the way and not getting the ball. And, lo and behold, she was rewarded for that this game. But those type of plays, those type of players really are what make up our team. I know we see Gianna, she gets the goals a lot, but if you see the work that goes into her getting those assists, her getting those goals, getting those opportunities, it's really from the players like Emily Colton, from the players like Sue and Anna Bagley, who has the ability to receive and dribble inside and go across the grain. And then our right and our left center backs being able to dictate the play and make line breaking passes. So yeah, lots of unsung heroes in our team.
Yeah, for sure. One last question for me. As we've continued to grow this season, started to do some more community engagement with other teams in the district.
Sure.
Took a few players out to support the Nationals on Friday. Had some Spirit players at the game on Thursday. Could you speak on that and what makes this sports community so special, supporting one another?
Yeah, sports. I mean, like we said, with the amount of teams we have here and the pride that the city takes in sports, from the Nationals, the Capitals, 2 women's first division teams. It's a big sporting community here, and then for us to be able to work together, to support each other, to leverage, that support, I think is extremely important. But not just that, I think when we are going out and supporting the Nats or the Capitals or whoever else in the Spirit we're at our game, it lets us know that it's bigger than just the individual team or just the individual club. It's our whole community. And I think that's really, really important. And the more that we can do it, I would love to. Like the Blue Crabs, who are second division, I'm not sure, minor league baseball team, but they come out to our games and they support. And this type of energy is irradiates, and I think it's great. It's great.